100% fire. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. As you can see, it's a little sunny here in Louisville and just another beautiful day in December. Before I begin this video, we are so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. Now, if you did not catch my last video, which I'm gonna pin right at the top of the right-hand corner of this screen right now, after this video is done, make sure you go watch that because we hit 100,000 subscribers before December 31st. You as a YouTube subscriber will pick, never mind, just go watch it. But with this being the last part of the year, my schedule is crazy busy. I will do a month and a half worth of sales in about 6 days here coming up. So if you don't see me posting on YouTube, know that everything's okay. There's gonna be no issues. I just am busy, and editing videos and shooting videos is extremely difficult when you are a one-man show, selling cars, running a business, running YouTube, all that good stuff. So in the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn your bell notifications on so you do get notified when I update, and also make sure you smash that thumbs up if you like these videos. So this person that watches my video made this comment right here, that I should be General Motors CEO. Well, where I am nowhere qualified to be a CEO of any Fortune 100 huge company like General Motors, I've taken a week to speculate on it. What would I do if I were the CEO of General Motors? And I gotta tell you, I came up with 5 things. First thing that I think should be done is get rid of all incentives. Cashbacks, rebates, finance with GM Financial. Those are absolutely junk rebates, especially the one that makes you finance with the manufacturer's bank. Junk, okay? So typically speaking, all throughout the year, we have 12 months of the year, we have truck month, we have red tag sale, we have year-end clearance, we have Black Friday, we have this and that and everything else out there. Well, guess what? The purchase price of the vehicle that you're looking at in January is typically going to be within a few $100s in June, July, August, November, December, all the way through the month. All 12 months, that vehicle that you're looking at, the price is going to stay pretty much the same. So therefore, why do incentives matter? Incentives are junk. They devalue the value of your vehicle, number one. As I mentioned earlier, they're pretty much the same all the way through the year. So it's really not an incentive when it's just there, right? It just makes you feel better as a consumer. And hey, this $25,000 car I can buy for 19 or 18 grand, right? So if a manufacturer can sell a car at a certain price, why can't we just get that price up front and say, hey, you know what, this is it? The dealerships work on less than a 2% profit margin on average industry-wide. Those iPhones we buy, those Nintendo Switches, all those stuff that we buy are huge profit markups. Maybe not the Nintendo Switch, because I hear a lot of times those gaming systems lose money, but where they make it up is on the software and the games that you purchase. That's where the real money is. Go look at Fortnite. Free game, billion-dollar industry, billion-dollar company. So the incentives are junk. They're absolutely crazy. That's one thing I would get rid of, because if we can get rid of the incentives, then the car buying process would be so much simpler. So imagine you coming into my dealership and I have to start asking questions. What do you drive now? Do you have a 99 or newer Chevrolet in your household? Because if you currently want to buy a 2019 Silverado and you own a 99 or newer Chevy, congratulations, you get a $1,500 rebate. If you don't, and you've been a Ford loyalist, congratulations, you pay more money because you weren't loyal. Now, for the simple fact that it costs more money to get a conquest buyer to buy our vehicles than it is to keep somebody loyal. Loyalty is cheap, loyalty is easy, but for that Ford buyer to sit there and come buy from us is extremely expensive. So therefore, these incentives mean absolutely nothing, and like I said earlier, it just makes you feel real nice and fuzzy on the inside, so that way you think you got a good deal. As I always talk about, go look up good deal in the dictionary. It is not there. A good deal, a great deal, best price, it's all subjective and it's all in your head. So if we can sit here again, I don't want to be redundant, but I just want to get my point across. If we can sit here and sell a car for a certain price, let's do it. Some of the manufacturers, Toyota, Hyundai, and whatnot, are doing really, really good at having internal pricing models that you have to abide by. So it comes back to creating loyalty for the dealership, and most importantly, creating loyalty for the salesperson, thirdly, making it much easier for you to buy a car. Amazon, Car Gurus, all these places out there are trying to take away dealerships from us. So this is going to be a key to make it a lot easier to get rid of all the stuff that is horrible. Number two thing I would do if I were CEO of General Motors, I would 100% absolutely fire the marketing team. The marketing team just does not do a very good job. We got to sit here and think that we have all of these real people, not actors. Number one, the age of the internet, it just gets us made fun of. It doesn't allow people to sit here and really truly believe that these are real people. And for a couple of the people that I've actually talked to, I do know 100% that they go there and not know what's going on. So they are real people, but the general public doesn't get it. And I don't understand why we're not doing more things with viral marketing. People like Street Speed 717, Guitarmageddon Z01, obviously myself, we have Dirty Max Jack, we have all these YouTubers that are huge influencers to the people that they have. And if Chevrolet and General Motors would go work with these influencers and give them cars, give them early access to like the mid-engine Corvette, give them early access to the Chevy Blazer, the new 19 Silverado, you know, future cars that are coming along, wink wink, the electric, oh, I better not say that, but if we would get some access to some of this stuff, that is virtually free marketing, and with a little bit of legal behind the way and a little bit of this is what we want to see in your video, here's what we'll pay you, here's what we'll do. It's much cheaper to pay me than it is to any marketing standpoint, and I promise you 100% I'm more believable than some commercial that people aren't watching. So when we get behind the steering wheel and do our first drives, when we can sit here and walk around the vehicle and show some really cool things, show some really cool features, all that good stuff, much better than doing interviews on a 30-second commercial for real people. All of our manufacturing right back in the good USA. I'm really excited that the new Silverado, you can see a lot of them right back here. Every single one of those crew cabs that are sitting back there are built right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is amazing. I'm super proud of it. And what people don't realize, it's very little, but what people don't realize is that I have people come on the lot and they literally look for the first digit of the VIN to see where it's built. Not very many people know that the first digit of the VIN of your car tells you where it is built. A 1 is USA, a 2 is Canada, 3 is Mexico, 5 is USA, so J is Japan. You know, all of these things that are not well known, we actually have people come on the lot and say, oh, that's a 3, I don't want it, and then they don't want a double cab because that's a 1 built in Fort Wayne in the previous model. So that would be one thing that I would definitely do, is get the manufacturing process right back here in the United States. Fourth thing that I would do is that it seems that General Motors does a lot of market research based off of current owners. And then where I think that's good and we need to hear a lot about it, and I just showed you all these Silverados back here from sales trainers and stuff like that, stuff that I'm sure they're taught to by Chevrolet, is the reason our truck looks the way it does is because of previous owners. We didn't change much on the radio, we didn't change much on the display, we didn't change much on the inside, we definitely changed a lot on the outside, but they told us that it's because the previous owners said, don't touch the truck, we like it the way it is. Okay, so I think that's cool, but what I'm not know of and aware of is how much non-owners did we research. Now I'm sure it's been out there, but did really people who own Ford, check this out, you think people who own Fords wouldn't want to see a little bit more electronics and a little bit more fancy stuff and whatnot in there? Because I truly believe that if we could tweak just a little bit more on this truck, that we would outsell the F-150 and it'd be a no-brainer. Also, with that being said, is here in Louisville, Kentucky, we have 2 Ford plants. We have one over my back shoulder, which is to the northeast. We have one over this way behind you guys, which is the southwest. And we have 2 big plants. Now the plant over my shoulder back here builds the F-250, 350, 450, so on and so forth, the heavy duty. They also build the Expedition and the Lincoln Navigator, I believe, out of that one. And I'm not exactly sure what that one does over there. The Ford Escape, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, we have 2 huge Ford plants, and I think we're somewhere 6, 7, 8,000 employees. Last year, 2017, last year, the F-150 here in Louisville only beat the Silverado by 1,000 units. So you're telling me with 2 huge plants like this, 6, 7, 8,000 people, that the Silverado only got beat by 1,000 units. This tells me a lot for the local market, that we have a phenomenal product. And I think we have a phenomenal product with the 2019 sitting back here. So I would sit here and do more market research with people who own Fords and whatnot, and get that information out there. You know, tell people, here's why we did this. You know, now, you know, we're gonna see in January coming up some really strong marketing on the 2019 Silverado. I posted this on Facebook the other day. Have you ever seen 3 million Amazon boxes? Well, I recently have, and you're gonna see some stuff happening with Chevrolet and Amazon boxes to kind of tell you what's going on in January. But I would give more information up front to get the word out there. This is why we did this. But they don't do that. They have to rely on someone like myself to do it, which I don't know all the reasons why. I get it from third-party information. I don't always know how credible it is, so I'm scared to sometimes publish the information that I have. I knew the mid-engine Corvette was going to be delayed. I didn't publish that, but to kind of give some credibility behind my statement that I knew that, was I was getting press passes for the Detroit Auto Show. Once I got that information, I didn't do it because I don't want to waste my time and energy and effort to go to Detroit to not be able to view the mid-engine car. See back to earlier ones of why we as YouTubers should be able to have access to these cars and show a lot of things about them. It brings hype, it brings stuff. So that's one thing that I would do, is make sure that we get these people out here that are non-owners and get that information out there to sit there and tell the public what it is, because after all, the public, we want to know everything, and we have resources to get it done. And if we can't get a conclusion on what we're researching, we make it up, and that's the reality. Number 5, let's hit number 5 up. This is a good one. I'm really excited to talk about this one. Just a little bit more enlightenment into you as far as how as car salespeople get paid. Over the years, and I'm talking about 30 years, car salespeople have pretty much been paid the same. We get paid on profit of the car deal. Well, with the internet, the biggest thing the internet has done is taken the profit margin out of the car. I might have mentioned it earlier if I didn't cut it in editing, that the average car dealership, the average car dealership is working on about a 2% margin. So it's not a whole lot, considering your iPhone and all that stuff you buy at Best Buy or on Amazon.com is working at a 300% margin, 1,000% margin, so on and so forth. You watch Shark Tank, kind of find that out real quick, what kind of margins a lot of these things have. So with that being said, the average car commission on a new car is $100. Now, Chevrolet has done this for a long time, and it was an honor to sell new Chevrolets to do this, that they would pay us behind the scenes to sell their cars. And you could actually end up being about a $300 to $400 car deal commission when you sold enough new cars. Well, over the years, Chevrolet has made it much harder to get done, to make that money. Extremely complicated, extremely tedious process, and there's a whole lot of open-ended stuff that allows you to not get paid in the event not everything goes perfect. Well, we don't live in a perfect world, and customers forget passwords to their OnStar accounts. Therefore, we lose the information, and we can't use this PIN number that is sent to the customer again. Customers simply, it doesn't get registered, stuff like that. So for every new car that we'd sell, Chevrolet would give us some money. Well, that has kind of pretty much gone by the wayside, so much that 1 month of my YouTube revenue was more than the entire year that Chevrolet has paid me to sell all of my 200 and some odd cars that I've sold for them this year. So that'd be one thing that I would change as well, is make sure we take care of the salespeople. Now, I say this in a very humbling manner, and I say this with a lot of salespeople on my back, that I can express this opinion on my own and to you guys, is that the salespeople is where the new cars happen. So if I get paid $100 to sell a brand new car, it doesn't matter if it is a $10,000 Chevy Spark or up to $120,000 Chevy Corvette, I get paid $100 commission because the internet has basically sat there and taken the profit out of a car deal. Well, if I can go to a used car, and as the complete end of time, car salesmen get paid off of profit on a car deal. If I can sit there and have $1,000 profit and the average salesperson gets paid anywhere from 20 to 40% commission off of the profit, let's use 30% as a round number. Therefore, if I have $1,000 commission deal, now I just made 300 bucks. If I have a $2,000 commission deal, I made 600 bucks. If I have a 3,000, you get the point. I have a $900 commissionable deal. So the profits on the new cars just aren't there. So in order for sales to go up, so the Chevy Cruze would not fail, stuff like that, I would definitely pay the salespeople the money that they're owed. I would make sure that every single salesperson makes from the manufacturer. If they sell 10 units, I would make sure that they're bringing home 300 bucks. So that would be the fifth thing that I would change, is make sure that we pay our salespeople very, very well to make sure that we have the #1 company in the world. Well, as you guys know, I am no typical car salesman. I love to overpromise on everything I do, and then I overdeliver on that overpromise every single time. So for a bonus of you watching all the way through the end, here is a sixth thing I would do as if I were General Motors CEO. I would consolidate in everything that we do, non-luxury brand, luxury brand. I would get rid of GMC and I would get rid of Buick. We would have Cadillac and we would have Chevrolet. We would have entry-level stuff and we would have top-end stuff. Cadillac would have a Silverado, i.e. GMC Sierra. Cadillac would have a really huge small car, just high-end, like Mercedes C-Class and A-Class. All of that stuff I would consolidate to have two things, and every single dealership in the country would have Cadillac and they would have Chevrolet in one simple location. That's my 6 things that I would do. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's just for fun. Try to put some factual things behind it and make this enjoyable for you, the watcher. And if you like this video, make sure you leave a comment down below, leave a big fat thumbs up, and then also forward this off. And again, don't forget that we hit 100,000 subscribers by December 31st. I will, oh, you gotta go watch the video. It's in the top right hand corner. I will do that, and we have some more fun on the next vlog. So thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and drive safely.